Just went live.
Live.
Hey, Keep. Yeah, man. Had to restart, Keep. He sent in the chat room. He said a question mark. Welcome to Coffee with Cross. Oh, dude, are you open yet? Okay. What the fuck is that?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
So you haven't played Fallout. So Fallout happened this week. I should start with that.
Yeah, Fallout did happen this week. Apparently, it dented Pornhub's traffic.
Yeah, I read that.
Uh,
I'm sure Pornhub will find a way to get more traffic. Maybe if they started showing naked girls and sex on there, that would help.
yeah. It's not like they don't have porn in the name. Okay,
Yeah.
So check this out. I had a conversation with my buddy Kenny, who I worked monetization with at Nexon.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a little bit of a redesign on Blind Samurai Fishing. Not a redesign, but just like there were no sort of design goals for the future, right? It was just the core mechanics. And so I was talking to him like, hey, let's talk monetization on this thing. Let's sort of knock it around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because here, I'll show you what I've got going on screen. I dropped in some panels. Morning, Key. And I think you'll dig this. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what? Let's get those fish to work today and then call it. So, Keeb, it's going to be a short one today. I have a like my friend got engaged, so I have to go to an engagement party at 12, which means I need to get ready at or before 11. So, anyway, man, this is starting to look pretty decent. You can see the silhouette. I need to find a good sort of outline toon renderer that I like.
For the fish or
No,
for everything?
For everything. And I'm going to get rid of these reeds and shit because they look nice, but they're kind of clutter visually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine once this goes toony, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be they're already kind of noisy. So,
Yeah, they're going to be fat and noisy then.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So, there's our fish.
It's moving around.
Yep. He's doing his thing. Whatever the mechanism is for his to catch this pole, then it opens the panel. Wait a second. Here comes the fish. 3, 2, 1.
3D fish.
3D fish. Okay, so let's go over to that setup and take a look at what's going on here. Hey, Mr. Fishy, how are you? Okay. Oh, got it. So, fish for slicing. Wait, what is it? Aha. Okay, drop the fish over there. Let's look at the scripting and see if we can't get this to work. So he's falling according to gravity, right? Our plane doesn't have any collision, so he's going to fall through it. But let's do this. Let's add some physics. We'll add a rigid body to the plane. We'll also do a box collider around it. That'll be fine, but we need to make the box collider a little thicker, I think, because it's going to be... What in the hell?
Why won't you grab that thing?
I don't know. It didn't scale for me. Plane mesh with the rich body, box collider. Oh, right. There we go. Just make it thick, so it's a solid slab. So it doesn't just pass through. Hey, Josh, achoo! Jitter, jitter. Let's get jittery.
Jitters.
I miss you, Josh. Fun times. Anyway, that should have some gravity now. Well, let's freeze its position. Do not use gravity. Make this kinematic. There we go. Let's see if the fish hits the ground. Oh, it did, but I think it's off camera. Let's go look at it. Hold on. Game. Scene. No, I think my fish is falling. Fish is falling. Oh,
Just fell in the Twitch stream behind this window, so it was funny.
Oh, did it?
It looked like a fish was falling like through the screens.
That's awesome. Okay, where's our... Nope, don't need that. Continuous. I think the fish is maybe hitting it way too fast, so let's go look at our fish. Look at the fish. So let's actually... I thought if I applied enough force... Oh, you know, let's actually take all of this physics off of the rigid body for now, and put it on the root. Cube mesh is fine. Mesh renderer off. Box collider. Let's kill that. Oh, actually. We need that box collider, don't we?
Yeah,
okay.
Alright.
Now we'll go here and let's add. I don't know what script this was. Move that. Let's put a rigid body on it. Let's use gravity. Let's make his mass 0.1. Not gonna fiddle with too much more of this other shit right now. Then
off gravity then.
Say what?
Would you take off gravity then?
No, we want him to use gravity. We want him to fall, but
okay.
I don't know. Do I need a collider here? No, the collider's already on somewhere else right now. So let's do. Let's hit play and see what happens to our fishy. Hey Josh, why is he falling through my plane?
The box.
No, but I mean he's falling. He's falling.
Is there an is trigger?
He's falling all the way through. There is an is trigger, but that shouldn't matter for physics. I always forget physics is a tricky beast.
Are the collision layers right?
Collision layers. Ah. Okay, hold on. I think you're right. What?
That's Keeb chiming in.
Yes, I think so. Because they need to be in the same layer, don't they? This is in the default layer, and the fish is in the fish layer. Yep. Change these. The collider. Apply this. Yeah. Let's see if that works. FU, use script.
Is the white one the plane?
He's falling. He's falling. It is. The plane is dun 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 dun.
Wow.
Dun 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 dun. Actually. Okay, where's our fish? Fish for slicing. Hold on, let's... When it spawns, he is getting... This is getting 4 force. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Let's I'll get him to collide with the ground in a minute, but let's like to show fish force. Maybe. Let's try. Let's put a little English on this fish.
Do you play pool, Cross?
I do.
Golf?
I do play pool. I shoot a mean stick sometimes.
Do you?
Sometimes.
I'd like to.
You want to challenge? Are we going to challenge that?
I'd like to see your stick, Cross.
Fair enough. Well, let's stand around a table and compare sticks.
Now, Coffee with Cross has gained as many subscribers as Pornhub.
Yeah, right.
One day.
You know, though, I'm using it as a trigger, the collision box, but actually I shouldn't be using it here. Do 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 do. Oh, also, oh.
So.
Let's see, where's our fish? Oh, he stopped. Hold on. I think that worked. Let's, thank you, Josh. Let's move this back a little bit so we can see where... Actually, let's just move the fish over. Well, first of all... Oh, wait, where's the spawn point? Oh, it's up there. Okay, got it. It's good. Shit, no wonder he's fallen so fucking far. Okay, so now we should see... No! Spawn 4 fish! Yep, that should happen above, over. Okay, now let's take our slicing fish. Let's move him over some. Okay, save that. Let's actually... I'm going to close this UScript window so that it doesn't do... Whoa! Good call, Josh! So, Josh, if I want to have a collider and a trigger on something, I have to put 2 colliders on then. Is that right? It's like I want it to do everything. Do everything. Be a trigger, be a collider.
A trigger word. Tigerous.
What's going on here? Why is it not playing? Oh, come on, Pinwheel. Alrighty, hold on. Let's do this again. Game maximize on play. We'll get our whole screen. You know, I was actually thinking I want to do Dumpster Baby at some point. Yeah! Thump.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, now watch this. Pew! It's a fish gun. Pew!
That's fucking hilarious.
Later, fish!
That's hilarious, dude.
0. Let's make this 1. Okay. I made him a lot lighter, so the forces are going to be a lot. Watch this. Here we go. So let's do. Let me go find this fish. Actually, you know what? Okay, now let's go to script a little bit. Now that we know we have Samurai Fish Gunner. That's the next game in the series of Samurai Adventures, Blind Samurai Adventures. Blind Samurai Fish Gunner.
You can put that in as a bonus. They put a little target that goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And then
Just launch fish at it. But we have to get it to destroy correctly, right? So I am also going to do add actions, physics, add relative torque.
Samurai Fish Gunner Saga Heroes. Drops the mic.
That's awesome. I'm going to be sloppy and just connect it like this. And let's do a little bit of... yeah, we'll do that. Use force mode. And let's give it some, I think, rotation around Z. Let's see. Hold on a second. Action, variables. It's a vector 3. Set random vector 3. Let's do that. So I think it's just going to be more interesting for us to watch if the spin on it is a little random. So pay no attention to right click, create linked variable. Boom. How much force are we going to have? That much force. Actually, I meant to move this over. It's about to get wide. Set random velocity, min x, y, and z. Right? So I just turned those all on. Max z. And let's keep it at 0 to 1. That's actually going to be quite a lot of force. Oh, actually, let's do like 0.2.
One's a lot.
I don't want them to like come out spinning like a record. And then actually, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
I wish when I tabbed to things that it actually selected that field. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's how I expect it to work. Okay, so we should get a little bit of random fish rotation. We don't want to ship with that because I think I just want it to come up and be like,
wow,
you know. But well, you know, Keeb, if we really wanted it, Samurai Fish Gunner Saga Heroes to sell, it would be Zombie Pirate Samurai Fish Gunner Saga Heroes versus Plants with ninjas. Okay. Come on, fishy. All right, ready for this? Oh, he's hitting the other fish. It seems like.
Yeah.
So, two adjustments here. Let's do. This and this look like they're in the same-ish place.
Almost exactly.
Yeah, they're too close together. So let's get our original fish. Let's move him over a little bit. Let's also turn him. Let's apply that shit. Let's turn him more towards the camera. All right. Apply that. Save it. almost feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, it looks pretty. That looks fucking awesome. Oh, the fish doesn't. Oh my god! Yes! That is awesome. The fish market. Yes.
Yeah, it's like the Pike's Place fish market.
Totally, man. How excited we get from just watching fish. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh, dude, the collision and the physics are great.
Say what?
The physics and the collision are great.
Yeah, look, I'll shoot one fish at the other fish. Bong! Bing! Oh,
What will be next? Randomizing the fish? The models?
Well, not yet, because I think what we want to do is actually have the fish correlate to, like, according to what I was talking about with Kenny. So let me find this spawn point. Hold on, let me do one thing. Rotate this by 90. See if that changes my rotation. Fish for slicing. They just high-fived. That's funny. It's a little bit more rotation than I think I necessarily wanted, but
And they're all going up at 90.
yeah, because the force is constant. You know what I mean? Like it's the force,
Yeah.
the up force that I'm applying is has zero random elements. So you know what we can do actually is let's pull this out, copy this vector, random vector 3. Let's drop this in line, kill this connector so it doesn't look like it's connecting. And then let's not make this public and tunable for now. Kill that. Okay. Also, I think 0.2 might be too much force to get the effect that we're looking for. I need to drop variables off of this and make them all public so that we can tune it. But let's do this. Let's see, finish spawning. Do this. Okay. 0 and 0.1 to give it a little bit of left. Let's do this at what was I? I was giving it a force of 1. Let's give this up force of 1 between 0.9. Actually, let's give it between 1. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make it randomly, like the height random as well, right? 0 and oh, actually this does need to be a negative. Minus 0.1. Alright, so we should get a little bit of left-right variation on the amount of force that we're applying, right? And a little bit of height variation built into the sort of randomness of this. So notice I also used force mode type, like impulse. I think that changes sort of like the way it accelerates, like it's going to give it like a lot of force and fade out. Whereas like if you just apply force, it'll do it in one frame, like pow! Like you just get it all.
What are the other options on the force mode?
Its impulse is accelerate, like it'll like ramp up the force, and there's also something else. But mostly I use impulse because when everybody thinks physics, you generally think of something getting hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like giving it an impulse. It's interesting. It doesn't really. It does interesting things once you start going to like update every other frame or update every frame with an impulse,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like a physics-driven spaceship, right? Like it's constantly, like in your brain, you're like it's constantly outputting a certain amount of force, and it's interesting because it starts to do some pretty wacky stuff depending on what mode you pick.
Impulse power is basically the drive of the Enterprise.
That's right. Impulse power. By the way, have you seen NASA's new space engine thing?
I have not.
Oh, dude. Impulse power might be a reality soon.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have. The Ion?
Yeah, the ion drive.
Mm-hmm. I love that shit.
Later.
Man.
Oh, I tossed him off the edge.
They're going a little high.
They're going a little high.
But that looks really, really cool.
All right, let's get to... so 2 is too high. Let's try 1.3 and 0.8. And then let's also take our whole... Let's take our plane. Let's move it down a little bit. Right? Let's look through our camera. I'm going to move it down even a little bit farther. I just want something to catch the fish right now. Right? But eventually, there we go. I can barely see it. Then I want to take the spawner. I'm going to take the spawner down here. Okay, that's going to be off screen. And then actually, I'm going to move the plane. It's going to be more in screen, but it's going to give us more. I know these fish make me happy too. Proxy, long time no see. How are you doing? Yes, they're happy little fish. What are we going to do with our happy little fish? Actually, a dope roasted fish sounds great, right?
Oh, yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a big
like a
whole...
Like a catfish?
Oh, just sounds awesome.
Yeah, I want the cheeks.
Oh my god, I'm so hungry.
I had some lox and bagels this morning, speaking of fish.
Yeah, so why'd you get up so early?
Just happened out of nowhere. Plus, I had Fallout, so I figured I could play for 4 hours before this went on, and
Oh my god, dude,
basically finish one mission.
you've had half a day. Like,
I love that game. I think it's amazing.
really? I downloaded it. I just haven't had a chance to play it. I've been busy.
The only thing they didn't improve on is they use the same exact engine. There's no difference in the engine. They just improved on graphics.
Oh, really?
And then they improved the amount of things that you can do in the same engine, but it still has the stiff clunkiness of the of 3.
Okay.
That's my one gripe.
Interesting. You know, they hired some guy out of like Bungie or somewhere to help them with their gun mechanics, but later.
It definitely does have more of a Halo feel, the guns, but still you use that VATS system, which it's their IP, you know.
Right. Well, it kind of negates any. It's a weird system. It's one of the few systems where I have actually felt like there's like the skill and the system do work pretty well together. So
they have improved on it considerably, and it looks very much better and it moves better. But yeah, I love the VATS. Just pinpoint arms where they're shooting at me, and then.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Dude, my favorite thing in Fallout 3 was the rail tie gun.
Oh yeah,
the rail spikes. Yeah, and like you'd hit them in the head and it'd stick their head to the wall. And so, do you remember? Did you like in VATS? Did you notice that it also had like a train whistle built into the gun sound?
Really?
Yeah. So like if you shot slow mo and did like a shot, you would hear like a whoo, like, which was always fun.
Because they were railroad spikes. That was the ammo, right?
Right.
Yeah, they have the same guns on this new one, but all the guns can be modified. So you have so many options.
That's fun.
It's great.
That is fun. Okay, we have a little bit of spin. Do we think we have enough spin just to make him look kind of... You did return at the right time, Proxy. It's all fish all the time right now. We're gonna have to... Wow, we got a lot of big things coming up because we're getting pretty close to having almost a full core loop. Right? I'm going to have to figure out slicing and how the fish are going to turn into sushi and, variety of fish. And so let's get this going, and then I'll show you a couple things, and then I got to bounce. But
No problem.
I'm going to talk to you about what Kenny and I were working on, like the discussion we had design-wise. So I'm gonna re-explain it, and then I'll try and do a new PowerPoint slide so that I can have it recorded. If I have time. If not, I'll do that next time I have like a full Saturday. So, okay, Thanksgiving 4-day weekend. Are we casting or no?
I don't think I'm going to be able to from home.
Okay.
My mom doesn't have the best bandwidth and setup, and
Pew!
that was pretty good.
We got some extra spin. I feel like they're hitting something. Doesn't it look like that?
Yes.
Like they're hitting something on the way up?
That platform, too?
I don't know. I thought I lifted it off the platform a little bit, but let's go look at the scene. Oh, the fish are much thicker than the spawn point, than I thought they were on the spawn point. Okay, stop play. Spawn! Fish for slicing. No. Yes. Up a little bit.
No, yes, no, no.
No, yes, 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 no, no, yes, 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 no, yes, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Oh, I'm baking lighting in the background. That might be impeding some of my speed. Should turn that shit off. All right, here's our pew, pow, ping. Oh, that's fun. Pew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have to get them to delete themselves. Oh, he landed on his face. On his face. Okay, so now watch this. Close the panel. We found our fish. Boom, he gets launched in the air. Swipe, 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 swipe. Good to go. Then close the panel again, right? Okay, now let's walk through the quick sort of like over design. Overarching design. You see I put a strip in here on the panel? Like there's a little white see-through thing on the left side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to switch the camera angle, like rotate it around a little bit so that there's a little bit more room to the left of our fishermen, right? So the idea is the fish come into this pond from under the bridge, right? Like they filter in. And then that's when you know, like, you should try and catch some shit, right? So they'll spawn out here, swim in, you know, swim randomly a little bit, and then swim back out, right?
That's how it starts, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how I'm going to replenish the fish in the pond. They're not just going to magically appear. They sort of come from offline. Now,
Cool.
the idea being, and then, you know, let's just go with this conceit that because of this bridge, he has some idea of what's coming through. Right, like he can hear the fish swim under the bridge, so that gives him like maybe the water is shallow there, and they do a little splash on their way through. Then that makes a little thought bubble next to his head, right? And if he knows the fish, it's a picture of what it is. Like, oh, it's a salmon, right? Oh, it's a bass. Oh, it's a trout, right? But if it's a new fish that we introduce, it'll be like just a silhouette of a fish and a question mark, right?
Cool.
Okay. So there's a fun point about that is now the fish can get different behaviors, different looks, right, and also different tastes for sushi, right?
Got it.
So the taste is important, and I can see you scrunch your forehead a little bit because you're like, taste? We haven't even talked about eating the sushi yet. So this white strip is basically. Did you ever play You're the Chef?
Nope.
Okay, so stick figures, color-coded stick figures, basically, or silhouettes, will walk up this strip, right? When they get to the top of the strip, there's a little like cartoon table there, and that means that they're right. So like inside the strip, it's just UI, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they get to the top of the strip, they walk in from the left side of the frame, and I'll put a little table here next to Blind Samurai Fisherman, and they buy the fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they like certain fish more than others, right? So if, let's say, John Johnson walks up and you know he likes salmon, right? You want to try and catch a salmon out of here. And so, you know, you're going to be like, oh, okay. Oh, shit, I don't see one in there. Hopefully I can find one. And what I could possibly do is switch this echolocation piece or add another thing where you drop food in, right?
As like a specific bait for
yeah,
a specific
like
fish.
you drop bait in to attract certain fish, right? So I'll probably make that a little power up. We'll put it across the bottom, right? So you're like, oh, I need salmon because here comes Mr. Johnson, right? John Johnson is coming. He likes to buy salmon. So
he loves salmon, John.
Yes. Now I could see him coming from the bottom and be like, oh shit, salmon's coming. I'm gonna put the bait out. And then when he gets here, I'll catch the salmon for him and cut it in a sushi, right? Now, you can cut any fish that you want at any time, and it'll turn into sushi, but it decays. So it's like a third, and the value of the fish goes down because it's not fresh, right? So to get John Johnson to pay maximum price, you want to catch the fish as close to the purchase time as possible.
Holy shit!
Right. So, like, basically, you want to put the sushi on the table right when he steps into frame. Like, right when he walks up, you hand him the sushi, right? And that should happen, like, right there, and he gives you a double tip, like, combo for that, right? Because he's like, oh my god, it's so fresh! I watched him pull it out of the pond, right? Awesome. That's the idea. But if it's already sitting there, that means he'll buy the freshest one that's there. But if it's been sitting there a little bit, the price goes down.
Love that.
Right?
Love that. Yeah.
So, Ro, what's up, dude? So that's the commerce mechanic around this, and then essentially I now have an endless fisher, right? You could play survival mode with basically, like, don't spoil X amount of fish or. You know what I mean? Like, now we have a set of rules that we can start to make gameplay variety. So, like, the goal being...
Right. Is it bait? You just buy bait with the amount of money that you make from selling the fish?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, basically, that's going to be our sort of running economy, which is, like, you make money from selling the fish, right? And then the money is the base in-game economy to buy bait, new fishing poles, possibly, like, new sushi knives or swords, right? And outfits, blah blah blah, all that other stuff. But what we'll do is, like, fishing poles will be able to pull more fish out of the stream. Mm-hmm. Right. So you start with one, and then you upgrade it. I think what I might do is try to get more pond screen space. Right, because it's sort of a small area right now.
I agree.
I might try to, enlarge the pond some. And basically, that's kind of a misnomer. So, like, enlarging the pond actually might mean making Blind Samurai Fisherman a little bit smaller.
Can you just punch in on the screen?
Say what?
Couldn't you just punch the camera in?
I could, just a little bit, right? But I think I also want to change this terrain so that it's a little bit more of a square shape and a little less of a teardrop, like, penis shape or whatever it is. And then and then we'll do I'll clean this stuff up. But now that I have, like, an economy to work with, that sort of changes all of our rules. You could endlessly fish if you want, right?
Yeah.
And then, so there's a double identification piece, which is, like, the more you catch a certain type of fish, eventually it won't come through with a question mark. Like, after you've caught it, like, 3 or 4 times, right? You're like, oh, I know exactly what that is. It's a catfish, right? And then I'll reward you for discovering that stuff. And then
Yeah, you're booking character types or enemy types.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly. And then buying new bait will attract new fish. So there's like a bait fish relationship,
So we have to have like 15 different kinds of fish in this game.
or more,
Yeah, or more.
right? It's gonna
To
be
make it worthwhile, right?
yeah, totally. So I'm gonna have to go like once we figure out how to do one fish, which is the only reason I'm not doing that now. Once we figure out one fish, I'm probably gonna have to strip it down and get a bunch of other fish, and then sort of sort that out.
And then we call Fox and have Blind Samurai become Homer, and then the fish that come out have the 3 eyes.
Yeah.
That way. Now we've opened it up. To branded integration.
Yeah, that's right. Or actually, what we do is we call Fox and we just sell a Homer mask.
Yeah.
Right. So that his head has like
Or any mask, right? Like
Yeah.
it could have been Vin Diesel's mask from Last Witch Hunter on there.
Right.
And then there's like a witch fish that comes out occasionally.
A witch fish with a broom.
Telling you, like we have the audience.
It has a broom.
Anything. Modifiable.
Yeah, a little more angle. So, Josh, are you saying a little bit more flat or a little bit more vertical for the camera? So, Rolla, I like that. Josh's new Roll Canna Rolla. What do you mean, Rosa? You mean if this is the pond, do you mean like this, or do you mean like more vertical?
Yeah, I think he means more obtuse.
Yeah. Well, we'll sort that out. I think we'll do that in another episode. But I'm actually I do want to edit this terrain some to make it more of a square shape as well.
You came down to be drawing more, right? Because more of that background would be coming up.
We would, but I have to be careful for that, and also I want to make sure that our fisherman is at the right angle to see his animations.
Yeah.
Right. Flat might be fine. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play with it. Anyway. Oh wait, Ro, you showed up post fish. Let me start this over. Are you ready for the great fish machine, Ro? Here it comes. All right, let me close this. I'll close this panel instantly so we can go through the.
You have all those fish rotting up there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, close this panel. So we'll find our fish. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there. There he is. Swipe it, and then the panel opens. Pew! The fish gets thrown up, and then we're gonna slice it. Fishy. Pew! 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 Oh, dude, come on. It just doesn't get much better than a fish launcher. Okay, so there that is. Anyway, you get the idea of like the new sort of economy of this. So customers come up the left. They figure out that they want to buy some fish. Oh, so that's right. Double identification. The other part of this is you'll see some way to identify customers before they show up. Right? So something to do with their color combination and silhouette. Like I'll keep it really simple, but you're like, oh, pink top, blue jeans, right? That's Jane Johnson. She likes catfish. I better catch some catfish, right? So you'll see that silhouette coming up this way, right? And some people are coming faster, some are going around. The other addition, so stretch goal for this that I was thinking about, is when your iPad or whatever you're playing on is between the hour of 12 and 1, you get a lunch rush.
Yes.
Right? So like you'll get a random... Yeah, once every 5 minutes you have a chance of getting a lunch rush. And then basically they'll stack up and it turns into like, yeah, it's like, oh my God, lunch rush. The other way, I might fake that, but in the background keep it kind of secret that if you're playing around noontime, like, you know, I'll increase the likelihood that you get a lunch rush. But, you know, whatever. We'll let you let the day timer go. And then, yeah, where's our fish? Yeah, fish. Hi, fish. By the way, you remember that this is the same fish that I'm throwing up in the air, right?
Yes.
Like that silhouette is the shader. So I need to go edit that to make sure. So we have a whole list of tasks to do that I think will take some time. But I think I'm going to leave you with this.
I mean, fish launcher seems like good progress for the day.
Yeah. So ideally, I'll move the spawn point underneath the camera view and spawn them a little closer to the camera. But this is a great sort of start on those physics. Actually, I start to feel kind of bad for the ones that are just trying to swim on the ground. I'm a fish. I'm a fish. I'm a fish, 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 fish. It's mesmerizing. You know what? I should export this as a web player so that people can play with the fish.
That looks like it's the game, like, over there.
It's close.
It could be as simple as that, like, on the side panel.
Oh yeah, well we're a little ways off still, but we're pretty close. We still got to do this cutting and some other shit. But we'll get there. Not too far off. Okay, I'm signing off. I have an engagement party to go to, so I better get ready. It's in Santa Monica. But while we're at it, I'm gonna sign off with fish flying in the background. All right, later, guys.
See ya.
Come on, let's get the fish going. Come on, fishy. Lord, mother. Thank you. Pew 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 pew. All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Later.